in five, four, three, two, one. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is your boy Dread. I'm back with the DreadMan Football Sports Podcast. This is we're covering week two. I'm here kicking it with my boys Wazzle Tav and my boy Flip. Say what's up, fellas.
What's up, guys? What's going on, people?
All right, let's get into this. Week one, it was real interesting. I mean, regardless of who your team is, regardless of how they fared in the first week, football is back, ladies and gentlemen, and we couldn't ask for a better way to kick it off. But fellas, in your opinion, what was the game of the week?
Game of the week. From what I saw, it might have been Chargers or Broncos. As disgusting as it was.
Yeah, I got to agree. Going over the game again, even though it was great to have football finally back, it was a little bit like I was looking at all these games. Like I'm like, all right, which game am I gonna watch? I'm skimming through, and to be honest, a lot of the games were just weren't that entertaining. And I was really looking forward to Dallas and the Giants at Sunday night, and that game was disappointing too. I mean, I was expecting that to kind of be back and forth and that to be entertaining, but I guess with Odell out, it wasn't. And honestly, I'd have to agree. I have to agree with Flip. I think the second game of the doubleheader last night with Chargers and Broncos, that was an entertaining game. I honestly, I think that was the last game of week one, and that definitely, I think, if you look at it, I think that was probably the best game that we could see.
Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. But in my opinion, my game of the week was the season opener between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. For one reason, it was exciting to watch, and two, it was the highest scoring game out of any game this week. So I mean, I can see you guys' points on that, but I'm gonna have to say, and because of the result alone, I'm gonna have to give it to the Chiefs and the New England Patriots. All right, now the play of the week. I'm sorry, but the play of the week has to go to, I don't know if you guys seen this or not, but it's got to go to Carson Wentz in his play against the Redskins. Good God. I mean, to me, that is definitely the play of the week because I didn't know he could scramble like that. That was probably like one of the best scrambles I've seen in recent years. And the thing is, Carson Wentz isn't even really a scrambling quarterback. He's a more in-the-pocket quarterback. So he showed his versatility with that. That's just my opinion.
I gotta go with the obvious one for mine, which is that Cole Beasley catch. That catch is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, he was showing off his Odell skills.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that might have been rivaling Odell's catch, which is kind of funny since he caught it against the Giants.
Yeah, kind of ironic.
Yeah. That play was sick. No one was watching this game. I mean, I might agree towards Dreadman because everything. I mean, it was a touchdown play to Nelson, and it was impressive seeing Wentz, not like show fear and all that pressure that was going around him, and move in that pocket and complete that pass. It was kind of incredible. Like it's almost like solidified. Like, all right, this guy's. I mean, he had a good good rookie season, and I think it goes more towards the evidence showing that the Eagles definitely have their guy going forward for the franchise, and that's good for them. But I'd probably lean on that play. The Cole Beasley catch was unbelievable.
Yeah,
that one-hander behind the back. I think that was almost more impressive than the Odell catch actually. Just being like behind his back, that was great. I was insane with one hand. And making stand and bounce. I probably he can. Those are a coin flip. No one was watching the Niners game except for me, but there was also a one-handed. There was a one-handed interception in that.
Oh, that was nasty. I seen that in the highlights.
Bill saw it. That was a pretty good play. I'm biased towards the Niners, so I might lean towards that. But I'll probably go maybe with the Nelson play just because it involved him scrambling and then it was a score on that. So I'll probably lean on the Nelson play.
All right, now the player of the week. Me, I'm personally. I mean, like I'm sort of biased because I'm a Steeler fan, but I mean, come on, for not only for a rookie but for a defensive player, I'm gonna have to go with T.J. Watt for my player of the week. I mean, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 interception in your rookie opening game. That is pretty damn impressive. A lot of people say it doesn't mean anything because it was against the Browns and because it was against Deshaun Kaiser, a rookie quarterback. But I mean, T.J. Watt is showing that. I mean, when you kind of understand how the Steelers defense works and what kind of a reputation the Steelers defense has, that is very impressive for a rookie. But that's what I'm going with. What about you guys?
Kareem Hunt, no question.
Mm.
He was ridiculous that night. What was it, like a 78-yard touchdown pass? He was running all over those Patriots. He was the reason why the Chiefs actually won that game. He was a rookie.
That was a disrespectful. When you think about it, that was a disrespectful ass play from him.
That was, man.
That was so disrespectful.
At the one,
yeah.
Fucking Brandon.
Yeah, I gotta give it to him. I mean, rookie, first game fumbles. You would think that he would just crumble right there, and then he comes out as like a history type play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was after like he fumbled on his first snap too. That was after him fumbling on the first snap of first play, and like for him to kind of rebound and continue like have a great game after that. That shows a lot of resolve.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I'm gonna go with another rookie. I'm gonna go with Delvin Cook.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go with him. He had a great game, and the fact that he did it with Adrian Peterson on the sideline across the field, in front of him, him being such a like proponent, like Viking fans obviously respect, love him, and what he did for that franchise. But for him to break to break All-Day's record, a rookie record for that team, for most, I think it was rushing yards in an opening game for a rookie for that franchise. Right across the field, right in front of him, kind of like almost sunned him a little bit in doing so. I was impressed with that, and I would lean on that because he for one did that, and I think he fucking made Sam Bradford look pretty good. I think with it taking off the pressure, the defense being forced to kind of pay attention to him more, and I think he had a pretty overall good game.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all of you make pretty good cases. I mean, week 1 was pretty much the week for rookies to show out, and every single rookie, well, not every single rookie, but every rookie that was projected to be something actually showed and proved their worth. So yeah, I mean, all you guys make pretty good cases. Now for the upset of the week, and I think you guys can all agree on this one. I think that KC had the upset of the week over the Patriots because not a lot of people picked them to win, especially in at Gillette Stadium.
Gosh, what?
Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, there wasn't really any other games that screamed upset like that. Yeah, that had to be like the most obvious one.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't think Jacksonville over Houston was an upset?
Oh, definitely.
No, because that offense, Houston's offense is so streaky, it could go either way. Like, no one expected a Super Bowl team to go off against the Chiefs
at home. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I personally thought maybe Houston would just be so motivated and would after the events of the hurricane or whatever. I figured like they would just come out really fired up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure what to expect out of Jacksonville. I wasn't expecting too much. And their defense showed out and played really well. And it was I kind of thought Houston would do to Jacksonville what Jacksonville did to them, and I was kind of surprised. I don't know if that had to do with them not going to Watson early enough, or if it's Jacksonville just happens to have like a really really good defense this year.
I don't know if I'm being odd one out here, but I always felt like Jacksonville's had a great defense these last few years. Like it wasn't like top notch, like top 5 NFL defenses, but it was a pretty solid core, and they kept stacking on it with Jalen Ramsey and Miles Jack. So
yeah, and Calais Campbell was feasting on the quarterback. Calais Campbell was really feasting on the quarterback for them. So
yeah, he had like four sacks, I think.
Yeah.
Like 4 sacks. Dante Fowler had a pick, I believe. What sucks though is like they lost Robinson. So I mean they lost like their number 1 receiver. So
yeah.
Now it's even more so on. I mean, they weren't asking Blake to do much, but now he's got like Allen Hurns and Leonard Fournette. I mean, it's gonna be really tough for them to do anything, I think, but we'll see.
All right, and last but not least, this is my favorite part, the choke of the week. Now, I have two nominations for choke of the week. The first one is the Chargers choking against the Broncos. My God, full momentum, full swing, and then the oldest trick in the book, you freeze the kicker, and then he gets the kick. Not only does he miss the kick is actually blocked by the defense. I mean that's kind of a shock to me. But then again, also the second nomination for choke of the week is the New England Patriots against the Kansas City Chiefs, because how the hell are you going to let somebody come into your house and beat you by double-digit points? I mean, like they were supposed, the Patriots were supposed to win that game. They were the favorite going into it, and then you're gonna let KC come in your house and then just not only just all right. Here's what KC did. They came into your house with muddy shoes, kicked the fucking door down, and then wiped their mud and then say KC was here. That's what the hell they did. But anyway, those are my two picks. But I say that I'm gonna have to lean more towards the choke of the week going to New England. But what about you guys? Yeah, Flip, go ahead.
Okay, I got three candidates. I got New England and Chiefs. Chargers, Broncos, obviously. That was terrible. It wasn't even on the kicker. Oh my god.
That was just good defense. That wasn't really the kicker's fault. But yeah, go ahead.
No. Our right guard let him through. Like he just backed up and just let him walk through. It was sad to see that. But my third pick for choke of the week is not a team but a player, and it's Andy Dalton.
Oh God.
Yeah, God, he stunk it up.
He's terrible.
He had a 0.6 QBR. It's like one of those lowest ones ever recorded.
Jesus.
Since they created that stat.
That didn't make any damn sense. But yeah,
that was terrible.
Yeah. But Walls on top, what do you think? Who's the choke artist of the week? Or yeah.
Choke artist of the week. Wow, shoot. Now you're thinking about players. I don't know. I think God, because I would kind of lean on the choke. I mean, if we're looking at teams, New England blew a lead in the fourth quarter. They let KC score 21 unanswered in the fourth. I mean, that's a game they should have won. You know what I mean? Coming in, having all the banners coming out for the Super Bowl champs. They had all the players out there. They had freaking Mark Wahlberg out there. Like it was just like doing all that fanciness, and then you let KC and you let Alex Smith look better than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
On that night, that's unfathomable almost. I would probably lean on that. Yeah, God, Dalton. When Flip brought up Dalton, he really looked like trash out there, and it's just what it really makes it look like the Steelers are just going to run away with that division unless Baltimore kind of does. Unless Baltimore hangs around. Baltimore's defense looked really good.
Oh yeah.
And in that game, so I don't know if they're gonna do anything making noise in that division or conference, but I think the Bengals are done. It'll be an interesting game against Houston next week, but yeah, Dalton he did not look great, and I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, now going into our predictions for week 2. First, we got Thursday night game between the Texans at the Bengals. What do you guys think?
If Andy Dalton keeps throwing like he's throwing, that's going to be another. I don't think it'll be a high scoring game, but what was the dude? Deshaun Watson? Is that the dude for Houston?
Yeah.
He
didn't start the game, but he came in.
Deshaun Watson, he shows promise. He really does show a lot of promise, and I know he's still green, he's still inexperienced, but I think that he might be. I mean, I'm not going to say top 15 quarterbacks this year, but I mean, he does show a little bit of potential.
Yeah, I got it going to the Texans. I think Deshaun Watson and D-Hop are going to have some chemistry down there.
Right. All right, Wazzle, what do you think? Texans, Bengals, who you got?
I think the Texans. I didn't like anything I saw out of Cincinnati, and it's just who's I'm looking at the team like all it is really is AJ Green and maybe Tyler Eifert. I mean I don't like the running backs. I don't know what Mixon's gonna give them eventually down the road. And Dalton just I mean that I think this is the year that they finally say enough is enough and they fire Marvin Lewis. You know what I mean? Like he's been there long enough with not winning a playoff game. I think they've given him enough country. I think they're finally gonna let him go after this season.
Yeah.
If it's like if it's like a 5 or 6 win season, they gotta let him go. But we'll see. They had I think they had Perfect off. He was suspended. I don't know if he's back this week. I think he is.
I think Pac-Man's out too.
What's that?
Pac-Man's out too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So maybe I back. I mean, maybe that'll help them out. But I think Houston's gonna. Houston's on the road though, so I don't know. But I'd lean Houston right now. I like their team. We'll see what I think. I think JJ hurt his finger.
Yeah.
In the game against Jacksonville. So if he's not healthy, maybe we'll have these doubles. But I think Houston. Gets that game. Goes back to 500.
Yeah. Now, in my opinion, you got two teams who are coming off losses, and you know what they say: you're only as good as your last game. And I hate to say it, but it's all a matter of who did who pretty much who sucked the less. I mean, I really hate to say it that way, but it's the truth. Like I said, Texans quarterback is he does show a little bit of promise. I mean, there's a lot of hole in his game on top of him being inexperienced. I mean, but Andy Dalton with the way he's stuck up the defense, and I mean, and the thing is, Bengals they have a normally solid defense, but the thing is they blew so many coverages. I mean, I don't know if you guys paid attention to the game against the Ravens, but like there were so many different coverages blown. Now, I don't know if it was their fault they were being lazy or if it was just bad play calling on the defense coordinator side. But you can't do that against a team like the Texans. I mean, I don't care if you're at home, away, or overseas. I don't give a damn where you are. But overall, I'm going to have to say I'm going to give it to the Texans by 3 points. Maybe we'll see. But anyway, next
right now you got the Bengals are favored right now. They're favored by almost a touchdown. So if you're a gambling man, it might be nice to wager a little bit of money on the Texans if you think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the underdog in this one. I usually do because I'm in a fantasy football group, and like I usually do like point spreads and all that good stuff. But yeah, like I said, you're only as good as your last game, and it doesn't matter if you're at home or not. To me, it all depends on your performance. But yeah, anyway, on to the next game. We got the Browns at the Ravens. Flip, what do you think?
Browns at the Ravens?
Yes, sir.
That Browns defense surprised me. They actually put up a fight against the Steelers, I must say.
Yeah.
Sean Kaiser, he's pretty solid. But I think that the Ravens have too many weapons, and Joe Flacco's not going to have another crappy day.
Yeah.
And have to be carried by the defense. So I got the Ravens winning like 24-14.
Not a bad prediction. All right, Wazatov, what do you think? Browns Ravens.
Yeah, I was surprised with how the Browns kind of hung in there, and I don't know what you think. If you think that was the Steelers just playing down to the Browns, if the Browns are no longer like the easy out, that they're maybe going to make teams actually
fight, yeah,
each week. So it was nice to see that out of them. I like the rookie quarterback, but I do think that the Ravens. I think they're coming. I think they're playing at home. They're a tough home team, and I like what they're doing. I like the addition of Jeremy Maclin with that team.
Yeah.
Terrence West had a pretty solid game the week before, so I mean we'll see. But the Browns they got some pieces, but I think it's still going to be the Ravens. Probably by about a touchdown. I think.
Yeah. Now AFC North rivalry, Browns Ravens. Yeah, the Browns they did show me a little bit of promise. The quarterback, Deshaun Kaiser, I mean, he's doing a little bit of work. Like I said, there's still some holes in his game, but I mean, the defense for the Browns they really did come to play. But I'm sorry, the Ravens are like the big brother to the Browns defense. But pretty much whatever the Browns defense can do, the Ravens can do better. And this is coming from a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And Joe Flacco, maybe he'll show up and do what he always does. Maybe we'll see a little bit. I mean, like the running game hasn't really shown me that much from the Ravens, but I mean, it's been more or less so on Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco has proved that he can get it done, especially when it comes to AFC North games. But I mean the Browns they're gonna give them a fight. It's definitely gonna be a fight. I don't really think it's gonna be that much of a high scoring game. I'm gonna go ahead and say I will give it to the Ravens 24-17 against the Browns. Now on to the next game. The Bears at the Buccaneers. All right, fellas. What do you think?
Flip.
I think there's the Buccaneers.
Yes, sir.
And I wish we would have saw the Buccaneers play last week. Um, I mean, I still got them winning, but I think it's going to be close. I got a feeling that the Buccaneers are going to have a little rust. And I mean, their defense is way better than anything on the Bears. Their offense is better than anything on the Bears. Doug Martin's out, but I feel like Rodgers can just kind of go in there and be a better. I think he can be a better back. To be honest, I think that might be his year to take over Doug Martin. I got him winning like 21-10.
That's reasonable.
I don't think the Bears can get their offense clicking.
But let's see.
Yeah.
All right, but just a quick question, fellas. If you are the Bears, what do you do when you go up against a team with better potential as far as defense and offense, a better quarterback, damn sure better coaching, and a better defense? If you're the Bears, what do you do?
Run Jordan Howard into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, even the other cat, Tariq Cohen, he looked pretty good. He was getting a lot of carries and a lot of catches too, actually.
Yeah, he was third down back.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna expect Mike Lennon to outplay. I'm not gonna expect him to outplay Winston, and they just got. It's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a blowout because I'm looking at. You got Deshaun Jackson, you got Mike Evans, Cameron Brate's a good tight end, and I don't see much going for the Bears in this game. I don't think there's really anything to do. They just have to pray, man. Pray that Evans goes down with a hamstring injury, and
Good luck.
Jameis Winston plays like he played against Oregon and fumbles the ball like a bunch of times. That's the only thing they can hope for.
Yeah, that's the best they can hope for, in my opinion. But like I said, everything that the Bears can do, the Buccaneers can do it 10 times better. There's not really anything that I can see. I mean, they can't outplay them. They can't outcoach them. They can't outscore them. The defense is a lot better. So they better hope that Jameis Winston just stinks up the place, or there's a lot of fumbles, or there's a lot of turnovers. That's the best they can hope for, is to make it a defensive game. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to give this to the Buccaneers 24-3. That's my opinion, overall opinion.
Wow.
Yes, 24-3. I'm not giving the Bears that much of a hope. 24-3. All right, now we got the Vikings. Yeah. All right, now we got all right, you fellas can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I can.
Now we got next week. Also, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now we got a team in the Vikings that starts off very, very fast, but they run out of gas in the third and fourth quarter. And then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who starts off slow, but they finish strong. I don't know about this one. Flip, who do you got?
I feel like it's all going to come down to Ben and Martavis Bryant. I think Rhodes is locking down Antonio Brown for at least 3 quarters. Shoot, I don't know if Harrison Smith is on the field, but if he is, that's even worse for Ben. I feel like he's getting picked up at least twice this game. I don't know, man. Sam Bradford, he showed some promise. I feel like Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs and Kyle Rudolph and now Cook is in the backfield. I feel like that offense is clicking, and that whole line had him standing back there for about 3 weeks, choosing who he wants to throw to.
Right.
So it's going to be a tough game for the Steelers. I got it going probably like 27-20 in Vikings' favor.
All right. That's respectable. All right. Walter, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking. I'm trying to do the math there. So, like, if the Browns can make the Steelers sweat that long, I mean, what can the Vikings do? Even if it's in Pittsburgh, I do like the Vikings' chance in this game just based on how impressive they looked against New Orleans. And Sam Bradford looked pretty. He looked a lot better than he did last season. Like, he was making a lot more deeper throws. And they finally got like a good. I mean, last year their kind of running back was in shambles. It was kind of like running back by committee. after Adrian Peterson was out, and it was just I think that Delvin Cook does so much more for that offense, and and with that defense, I think and their game is going to kind of show critics and stuff of Sam Bradford and that team that they might be a potential like a threat in the playoff in the postseason. So I would also lean towards Minnesota potentially upsetting Pittsburgh. I'd probably say the game will go probably like maybe 23-20. Maybe it's like a field goal separates them both. But
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, how did how what do you think about Le'Veon Bell's performance? Do you think something's off? Do you think it's just rust from not being in the OTAs and preseason holding out for so long? What do you think, Brennan?
now me personally, I think that Le'Veon Bell, he's like that. He's gonna be a determining factor in this game. Personally, yeah, he was kind of having an off game because it's not really that normal where somebody holds Le'Veon Bell under 100 yards. That's kind of unheard of. Like I said, maybe it could have been rust. Maybe or the defense for the Browns could have just came alive. In a rare occurrence. Like I said, because you guys know how divisional games are. Now, Sam Bradford, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the benefit of the doubt on this. Sam Bradford, he's shown that he is the truth. He's shown that he can step up when needed. But here's the thing: Sam Bradford, Sam Bradford doesn't like getting hit. When he gets hit, he gets happy feet. One thing you got to do is shut him down. The defense is going to have to sack Sam Bradford at least 2 to 3 times, and then they're going to have to rely on the running game. And then if they have to be forced to rely on the running game, I like their chances better with the running game than I do Sam Bradford passing. Now, as far as the quarterback matchup between Ben Roethlisberger and Sam Bradford, Ben, to me, he's got a little. Ben, he's got a better arm than Bradford does. He might just have a slightly better arm than him. Now, as far as weapons, come on. The Steelers have way better. I'm not going to say way better, but the Steelers have slightly better weapons than the Minnesota Vikings do. To me, it's all going to come down to turnovers. It's going to come down to who can make the most plays on defense. And I'm going to go ahead and agree with you guys. This is going to be a real close and tight-knit game. But I'm going to go ahead and say 24-21 Steelers.
All right, so another field goal. Okay, that's not too much of a variance from mine by split time by a touchdown, as the Vikings by a touchdown. But yeah, I think it's a field goal game.
Yeah, I'll say I think Le'Veon is going to have more receiving yards than rushing yards this game.
I wouldn't doubt that. I mean, heck, he was the wasn't besides Zeke, wasn't he the number one receiving back or the number one running back with the most receiving yards last year?
He might have.
Yeah. I can't think of anyone else.
Who did the Steelers have on their D line? Cameron Hayward?
Cameron Hayward was hurt. He was injured for most of last year.
Okay, because I feel like the main factor, like you said, is going to be those sacks. Because Bradford was just chilling in that pocket forever, and I mean, who do the Steelers have in their secondary that can hold, two pretty solid receivers for 3 to 4 seconds?
Artie Burns and William Gay. Those are the only two.
Yeah, man, I can't see him holding Diggs and Thielen for 3 seconds in the pocket.
Yeah, that's what. Like I said, that's why the linebackers are gonna have to step up.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I think Ben is the better quarterback. I feel like the Steelers have the better receivers. Well, the better offense overall, but
yeah,
it's just it comes down to the fact that Rose is going to be on Brown.
Yeah. All right. Next game we got the New England Patriots at the New Orleans Saints. All right. Wazatov, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Brady is going to be pissed off after that opening loss.
Yeah.
I think he's just
definitely
and being shown up by Alex Smith, and he's gonna light up New Orleans like no one's business.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, like we saw what Sam Bradford did to the New Orleans defense, so we can imagine what Tom Brady will do to the defense.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he can't keep a receiver healthy. Like, receivers don't stay healthy with him, man. You got Amendola, who I think he got a concussion in that game, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what the status is for him, and I'm a little bit worried about Gronk. I don't know if it's too early to say that. He didn't look right in that game. He did have that touchdown get overturned because it wasn't a completed catch, but he didn't look right all game. I think like Eric Berry like kind of like shut him down solo on a lot of snaps.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing with that's the biggest thing with Gronk. I mean, besides Eric Berry, because Eric Berry is elite secondary. But 9 times out of 10, the only thing that can stop Gronk is Gronk. You can't really argue with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully that was just like, just an off game, and that's not like a sign of him kind of like deteriorating in his abilities. But I think that I think the Patriots are gonna light him up. I think it's gonna be like a 35-17 kind of game for the Patriots, and they'll right the ship.
All right, there. Flip, what do you think? Patriots, Saints. Who you got?
All right. This might be a little far fetched, but I think that it's going to be a shootout, and the Patriots are going to. I'm going to say they're going to fall off at the very end and lose by about like 14 or 10. I got them losing like maybe like 31 to 24.
Oh.
Wow. I feel like Gilmore isn't there. I mean, it really depends on the first 2 quarters. If the Patriots can take at least like a 14-point lead for half, I think they got it. But if they let the Saints keep up with them, I don't know, man. I got Malcolm Butler having the fail of the week, letting somebody get about 30 yards on him, and next thing you know, it's over.
Well, my thoughts on the Patriots Saints. I mean, you guys are right. Tom Brady's going to be mad as a Hornet for losing the way they did at Gillette Stadium. But Brandon Cooks has shown that I think Brandon Cooks is going to have like 120 receiving yards in the game against the Saints. But I mean, like I said, you can't. Like we said this in predicting the Saints' overall record. You can never, ever, ever count out Drew Brees. But, I mean, like I said, I think this game is going to be a shootout. We're not really going to see that much from the defenses because of how the quarterback matchup between Brady and Brees. They're easily top 5 quarterbacks in the league right now. And they're both, they both throw a lot of deep balls. But I believe the determining factor is probably going to be the running game. I think whoever has the better running game between them is probably going to end up edging this game out. But overall, I'm going to say it's going to be 35-27 Patriots. That's my thoughts. I mean, it's going to be a real close game. It's going to be within a touchdown, but that's just my opinion. 35-27 Patriots. All right, next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, it might be a little bit early, but I'm actually probably going to call this the game of the week right here. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs are probably coming off the best win so far, but then again, it's still early in the season. It's week 1. And the Eagles, they shown like that they have the potential to beat damn near any team. They have a very good quarterback in Carson Wentz. They have pretty decent weapons on offense, and the defense, especially the secondary is actually better than the linebacker, so you can't really sleep on them either. But you can say the same thing about the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs pretty much are the AFC mirror to the NFC's Eagles. So this is going to be kind of a close-knit game, but I think it's going to be the only thing that's going to make this close is probably mistakes. It's going to come down to mistakes. It's going to come down to turnovers, fumbles, the whole 9 yards. But I might give the Chiefs a little bit more momentum, seeing as how they're at home. But I'm going to give this to the Chiefs by 9 points. Eagles over Chiefs by 9. Anyway, Flip, what do you think?
I would say a week ago, I would have thought this matchup would have been a pretty easy game for the Chiefs, like 24-10. But Eric Berry going down is going to hurt that defense a lot. And Carson Wentz is showing up. That O-line is very, very bad. So I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like Zach Ertz and Alshon can finally. Zach Ertz is already clicking, but Alshon needs to. I feel like this is a breakout game. Nelson showed promise last week. I feel like the Chiefs are going to pull it out, even after saying all that about the Eagles, just because, just like he did against the Patriots, Alex Smith uses his legs to just, like, disappoint every third down if it becomes necessary. So I got the Chiefs winning 17-14.
That's respectable. All right, Walzatov, what do you think?
Yeah, I just think this comes down to the experience. I like coaching with some extra days since they played on Thursday against Philadelphia. And it's at Arrowhead. Again, like Flip said, I am kind of worried cautious since Eric Berry's out for the season, and I think he's just such a leader on that defense, and I think that he will kind of be missed and it might be shown in this game. But and also the fact I think I don't know what kind of injury Hill got. He was hobbling towards the end of that game against New England, so I don't know if he's going to be 100%. That offense definitely will go if Hill is not if Hill's not ready to play. So those two things kind of give me caught. If Hill's ready to go, I trust the overall foundation of that team to kind of pull it out. I don't think the Eagles are quite ready yet to make that leap past them in terms of just being. The Chiefs are kind of like established team, playoff team. At least they've had all the people on there have had experience going into that. So I do lean the Chiefs in this instance. I probably will say it'll be probably like a 2010 game, 2013. Little turnovers by Alex Smith, but Wentz isn't able to do enough, and I think Kareem Hunt kind of runs it in, probably puts up about 100 yards, ices the game in the end.
All right. Now, next up, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I gotta say something right quick. The Tennessee Titans, they fought their asses off against the favored Oakland Raiders. I mean, and that's pretty much all you can ask for against a favorite team. I mean, but the Titans, they've shown that they can be very, very dangerous, especially in the right spot. The only problem that the Titans have is that they seem to run out of gas. The Titans beat the Titans every single time, and it is for that main reason. Now, the Jaguars, I don't really see them putting up a lot of points, but their defense, I mean, they really are showing that they can, their defense, especially with Calais Campbell, they can rattle somebody they can rattle a quarterback like Marcus Mariota. Because Marcus Mariota, he likes to scramble, and the thing is, they key up defenses like the Jaguars, blitzing defenses, they really do like to key in on scrambling quarterbacks. So it could either be a good day or a bad day for Marcus Mariota. He just better get that ball out of his hands quick. Either that or rely on the running game. Now, as far as the Jaguars and their offensive side of the ball, I really do have to say that the Titans do have the better offense, but don't sleep on the Jaguars' offense. But I would have to say that not by far, it's going to be like a really, very close, tight-knit game. But I'm going to give it to the Tennessee Titans 20-10 over the Jags. All right, Flip, what do you think?
Allen Robinson went down, so I have no faith in that offense. Titans, I feel like this has to be a game where DeMarco Murray shines. I don't think Mariota can carry this game like he did with the Oakland game, where he's throwing the ball everywhere. I got to go on 17-10 to the Titans, just because I don't think that Jaguars offense can value all those 3 and outs.
Right. All right, Walter, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be low scoring. I think Tennessee needs to win this game. I think they should win this game. It's just that with that loss for Allen Robinson, I think they're just going to stack it up against in the box against Leonard Fournette. I mean, they'll probably get like 30 carries out of him, just to try to hide Blake Bortles' inefficiency. And this should be a game. It should be a game the Titans win. I think they're more on offense right now, and I think they're not taking advantage enough of their backs. They got solid backs in Murray and Derrick Henry. I think they'll focus more on that. Scale back Mariota's passing a lot. That way he's not constantly under pressure and taking any unnecessary hits. So I think they're going to run heavy with Murray and Henry against them. They've had games in the past last season where Henry showed out and DeMarco Murray showed out. So I think they'll resort to that game plan against the Jags, and they'll probably win this probably about I want to say 17-13.
That's respectable. All right, next game we got Arizona Cardinals versus the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I believe that the Cardinals are going to be pissed because of the way they lost to Detroit last week, 35-21, I believe it was. 35 to 23. Now, we are probably going to see shades of last year's Cardinals in this game against the Colts because the Colts, I don't know what it is with them, but they have not got it together yet. And if this will be the game that they get it together, this has to be the game where they get it together because if not, then it's going to be a long season. It's like you're at home. What more do you want? What more can you ask for? I mean, you're at home and you're favored against the Cardinals, but then again, it's not. I mean, when I'm looking at Vegas odds, it's not looking like the Colts are favored just because of the way their performance is. They've been acting real. They've been real sloppy lately. Like I said, I don't know if Andrew Luck has got his head out of his ass yet, or I don't know if it's the problem with coaching. But if they don't get it together soon, it's going to be a really long season for them. I mean, because they're the only thing. Let's see, the linebackers, the whole. I'm going to be honest. The entire defense for the Colts is lackluster, and that's just me being nice about it. I mean, like all right, anything that the Colts defense can do. I mean, the Colts defense is just completely garbage. Well, not complete garbage, but you guys know what I mean. But the Cardinals, they can just outclass them in any and every aspect of the ball right now. And I don't really see anything that the Colts can do better than the Cardinals. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Cardinals 28-10 in this game. But anyway, Flip, what do you think?
Well, I want to say, first off, Carson Palmer is a bum.
Yeah.
He lost me so much money on DraftKings this week. But, Carson Palmer he's a bum. Rest in peace to David Johnson for at least 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like even with all that, I feel like the Cardinals can still kick it off just because they got Andre Ellison in the back, and I think Kerwin Williams. But
they just signed Chris. They signed Chris Johnson.
Yeah, they did just sign Chris Johnson.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether he sees any playing time, I don't know. But I think I think Chris Johnson will get a little bit of playing time.
But I mean, all in all, the Colts don't even have Vontae Davis, and that defense is trash.
Yeah.
The offense is trash until Luck gets back. Yeah, I got it in maybe like 21-3 Cardinals.
Whew. All right, Wazatov, what do you think? Cardinals, Colts.
Yeah, I think the Colts officially right now are probably the worst team in the NFL until Luck comes back. Without saying, but the way Carson Palmer looked against Detroit last week, it just looks so terrible. It's definitely like I hinted it on the podcast last week about how I think Carson Palmer is like starting to fall off, and I think this is just more evidence of it. And I think he's just going to have a shitty season this year. But fortunately, he's gonna get a rebound against this terrible Indianapolis team. But he's not getting any favors with David Johnson being out. So it's kind of like bittersweet. But
yeah.
I think it's gonna be like I don't even want to. This game, I'm just gonna go past this game with my predictions. This game is so trash. I don't want to watch. I'm not gonna. If I see this game on, I'm flipping the channel so fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a shitty ass game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it'll be like a. This might be like a 14-10 game. I don't know. I don't know how good. I mean, I'm trying to think how good Carson Palmer will be without David Johnson that kind of hide his deficiencies. But
yeah.
I'll say it's probably gonna be like maybe a 17-10, 14-7 kind of game. I'll probably say 17-10 Cardinals.
All right. Now, next up, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Carolina Panthers. Now, I just wanted to start off by saying this. What aspect are the Buffalo Bills better than the Panthers at? What do they have that can possibly stop or even get close to trumping the Panthers? Because it seems like the Panthers, even though they started off slow in their game, it seems like they're like Cam Newton's. He's gonna start to find his rhythm, and when he starts to find his rhythm, they're hard to stop because they have a dual threat. I mean, they have two very, very good running backs, and they have Cam Newton. He scrambles when he needs to. I mean, like he sticks his neck out there, and the receiving core is not that bad either. But the running game for the Carolina Panthers is better than the receiving core. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you guys listening, you be the judge. But the Bills, I don't really see. I mean, Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he's gonna be a mess. He's gonna make a lot of mistakes. I mean, he might even have a fumble or interception or two. And the defense for them secondary for the Bills always blows coverages. I mean, come on now. And the best they can hope for is that the linebackers get their heads out of their ass and step up. But I just see this being a run. I mean, the Panthers are going to run through the Bills. It's going to be a complete blowout. I got the Panthers 35-10. The Bills will score 10 points if they're lucky. So I'm being generous by saying this. But yeah, Panthers 35-10. But yeah. Flip, what do you think?
I feel like you asked what do the Bills do better. I feel like they run the ball better.
Really?
I feel like Tom McCoy is the top 5 running back when he's not on the IR.
But you can't be one-dimensional against. I mean, the thing is, that's their only weapon. That's all they got. They're one-dimensional.
That's where I was about to go. I feel like it wasn't Jordan Matthews that stood out, but it was Charles Clay.
Yeah.
He had a little showing of what he could do, like from 3 years ago before he went to swamp with the Dolphins. Yeah, I feel like the Bills might be an upset this weekend. I got them winning probably 20-14.
Wow. Okay. I mean, a little bit of a risk take, but I'll buy that for $1. But anyway, Walzatov, what do you think? What you think? All right, Panthers Bills. What you think, Walzatov?
I didn't like. I mean, I wasn't so impressed with how Cam looked against the Niners. So I do respect the Bills a little more. Obviously, to San Francisco, and I think they're Shaggy will be a big factor in this game. I think they'll favor heavily on him. I like Tyrod. I like Tyrod. I think he's a competent quarterback. So I'd lean a little bit, but I still probably would say Carolina will probably pull this out since it's at home, and I'm not sure what else Buffalo could do if the Panthers are able to put the clamps on Shady. So I'd probably say this game will go say 23-17 Carolina, but I will want to keep an eye on Cam and see how he plays, because he didn't really impress me too much, except for like 1 or 2 plays that his receivers kind of did for him. One guy put the spin move on the D-back on the Niners, ran in for an easy score. But I will want to see kind of like how because Cam already kind of looks a little bit beat up already, and I'm not sure if that's a good sign going forward for this team, because I did have high hopes for the Carolina in the NFC.
Yeah.
But I'll probably say it's going to be 23-17 Carolina.
All right, there. All right. Next up, AFC matchup. We got the the New York Jets versus the Oakland Raiders. All right. Yeah. All right. Anyway, Flip, you want to take this one first? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I didn't really watch the Jets game. I saw some highlights, and basically it was just the Bills running wild on them for a little while. I mean, they suck. There's not much else to say there. Oakland looked really good. Michael Crabtree and Mari Cooper, even though Cooper was dropping everything.
He had an easy drop near the end zone for another touchdown.
Yeah, I think he dropped like 3 in a row in the end zone. It was crazy. But I mean, everything about the Oakland Raiders is just entirely better. I got the Jets probably putting up like 10 points because of garbage time, but it's going to be like 28-10.
Mm-hmm. All right, Walzatov, who you got? Raiders, Jets.
Yeah, it's going to be another. I think it's going to be a blowout game potentially. I just think I can see like Khalil Mack getting like 4 sacks, and this being just an easy game for like beast mode to get about 100, 115, 120 yards, maybe a touchdown here and there.
Yeah.
It's gonna probably be I'll say like 28-10, 30-10 in that range. And Derek Carr threw a few touchdowns, but they won't need to do much. I think they're gonna pull away early in the first half, and then they'll just lean on beast mode in the second.
Yeah.
So the Jets might the second half, but not get outscored as much. But it's still going to be like a 28-10, 30-10 game. You'll pretty much be able to flip the channel like away from the game after the first half. It's going to be over by then.
Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. And now in this game, I've got Carson Wentz looking. I mean, not Carson Wentz, but I got Damn, I just had it. I got Derek Carr looking like the young Brett Favre out there next week against the Jets. I mean, I really do have him show. Yeah, I actually went there. But yeah, I actually got him showing off against the Jets defense. I mean, he's really going to carve them up. And the Jets, their only prayer of even moving the ball is their running game. And their running game, if I had to rank it between F and A plus, I'd have to rank it a C. But I mean, come on, that's their only real way that they can move the ball. I mean, because who's the starter? Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Josh McCown right now.
Oh yeah, Josh McCown's their only really way. I mean, the thing is, and he's not even as good as Ryan Fitzpatrick is, and you can take that to the bank. But I mean, everything right now with Oakland Raiders, they're just clicking right now, and I don't really see anything the Jets can do to stop it because the coaching for Raiders is obviously better. Running game, like I said, don't even get me started. I mean, like if the Jets running game is a C plus, then the Raiders running game is a solid A. And I don't really stand like the receivers. Once Marshawn Lynch opens up the running game, then that's just going to leave Derek Carr just to air the ball out to Cooper and Crabtree. Overall, I got the Raiders winning this game 35-9, and it's at home, so yeah, it's going to be at least 35-9. But all right, that's my thoughts on that. Now, next up, we got the Chargers versus the Miami Dolphins. All right, Flip. What do you think about this one?
I don't want to think anything about this matchup.
Come on. This is release therapy. You'll feel better if you're honest with yourself.
Look, man, I want to have high hopes. And it's just that O-line, man. Everything else is clicking. The defense is clicking. I could see the pass rush getting through. It was unfortunate that Simeon was getting the ball off like half a second early. It's just that O-line. I don't trust it against the Dolphins defense. And that Dolphins defense is like a sleeper. But it sucks so that it can be like an elite defense when it needs to be. I feel like it's going to be close. I got it going like 17-13, but I'm hoping that that's in favor of the Chargers.
Right. And remember, the Chargers at home this time, so they might have a little bit of a better chance. I mean, if the home field advantage, whether you believe home field advantage is a myth or not, I mean, you got to keep it into account. But anyway, Wazatov, what do you think?
I don't know. Like with the Bucks, we're not sure what the Dolphins are going to look like, especially with Jay Cutler. I mean, I don't know how Jay Cutler is going to play. We saw what Trevor Siemian did against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Do we think Jay Cutler is on the same level as Trevor Siemian, or better or worse? I mean, what do you guys think? You guys expect a better performance out of him compared to Trevor Siemian or not? Like,
I don't.
After taking that break, maybe.
I don't really put them on the same plane, but I mean, anyway, I'll continue.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I could see JJ having a solid game against the Chargers, and that kind of keeping it close. But I think overall the Chargers are a better team. I expect more out of them, than what happened last week. So I'll say this will probably be like a 26-20 game, and they'll right the ship. Philip will come through in the clutch for him.
Yeah. All right. Now, as far as my thoughts on the Chargers Dolphins, I think that this is going to be a mostly defensive game and a mostly in the trenches kind of running game, because you notice that when it comes to defense, the Chargers, what they have in secondary, they lack in linebackers. And for the Dolphins, what they lack in linebackers, they have in secondary. Or I mixed that up. Because the Chargers have a better secondary than Dolphins. Dolphins have better linebackers than the Chargers. There we go. Now, the offense, I believe that the Chargers do have a lot better of an offense. I mean, but then again, Ndamukong Suh could wake up and he could he could end up feasting on Phillip Rivers. Is it going to be possible? Yes. Is it likely? I don't think so. But the Dolphins are not to be slept on. But the Chargers, they really did show hard. They really did show me something against the Broncos. And the thing is, the Broncos, I mean, as good as they did against the Broncos were favored to win that game. But they they didn't win by as far a margin as a lot of people projected that they would. But overall, I might be taking a gamble when I say this, but I got the Chargers 17-14. Whew. Chargers 17-14. That's my final score. All right, now another game.
One more thing before we move on. One more thing.
Yeah.
The Broncos are stacked on defense.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Von Miller, Aqib Talib, yeah.
Brandon Marshall.
Come on.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. So it might be a little better for the Chargers.
Yeah, they like I said, they look tremendous against a team that they were supposed to lose to by a lot. So you have to give them some credit right there.
I think it all depends on that O-line. I think Byron Maxwell is getting burnt. I don't see him doing anything. I think it all depends on Sue and Cameron Wake.
Yeah.
If they can kill our O-line, then we're done for.
Yeah, because I don't think y'all's running game is not going to stack up to Jay Ajayi. I don't think so. But like I said, But like I said, we'll see. All right, now next game. Now this one should be pretty easy to predict. The Seattle Seahawks are at home against the 49ers. But all right, Flip, what do you think about this one?
Seahawks won't be as bad as they were against Green Bay.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping. But I got it. I got to go on like 21-7.
Jesus.
I feel like the Seahawks offense could put up like 35 if it was the Seahawks of old, but this new offense looks so bad, and I feel like even the 49ers can hold them to 21 points, maybe even 17.
Oh.
But I feel like the defense is going to carry the Seahawks to victory.
Yeah. All right, Walter, what do you think?
So the Seahawks historically own. They've had the better part of the quote-unquote rivalry in the NFC West for the longest time, and now it's the Niners are such a shell of what they were 3 or 4 years ago that it's just this is a game that would have been entertaining to watch a couple years back. It's just going to be a blowout, I think. There's nothing that the Niners can do to move the ball against the Seattle defense, and I think there's a game where Seattle corrects itself and they get to kind of like stretch their legs out and actually put up some points against this game. Even though I do have some promise, I do have some high hopes for this defense going forward, but I got to say I think this is a game where Russell Wilson gets a couple touchdowns to Baldwin and it's all over after that. I think it's probably going to be borderline like 28-7 kind of game.
All right. Now, my thoughts. Now, I'm going to talk, before I really get into this, I want to talk about probably one of the most overlooked stats in football, and that's time of possession. The time that the offense has the ball. Now, I'm predicting that we're going to see the Seahawks offense and the 49ers defense on the field the most. As in, yes, the quarterback for the San Francisco, he's not going to have the ball a lot. And when he is, then he's going to be he's not really going to be doing a lot with it. And the Legion of Boom, they're going to wake up. Russell Wilson, he's going to wake up, and he's going to correct the mistakes that he made last week. And I don't really see anything that the 49ers can really do to stop the Seahawks. I think that really they are going to wake up. Now, if only this is like a playoff type game, the one we've seen in 2013, 2014 between these guys, when they had their old rosters. But hey, a man can only dream, can he? But I of course got the Seahawks winning, but I kind of want to take a little bit of a risk with this prediction, if you fellas don't mind.
Go ahead.
I'm recording a shutout. I'm going to say Seahawks 21-0.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or maybe 21-3. Maybe the 49ers will get a field goal in, but that's just me being optimistic. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take the risk. I'm gonna go for the glory. Seahawks 21-0.
Yeah, it's in Seattle.
Yeah,
it's in Seattle. It could very well be a shutout. I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen better 49ers teams like choke and perform horribly in Seattle. So this team against Seattle in Seattle, I could see a shutout. I'll change my prediction actually. It's gonna go 28-0, and the Niners will have the ball for like Niners will have the ball for like 12 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Next game we got the Washington Redskins at the St. Louis Rams. All right. Flip, what do you think?
Redskins at Rams.
Yes.
This is going to be an interesting one. Jared Goff is surprising. And I can't even say that it was a fluke because he went up against some pretty good pass rushes in the preseason. And he was spinning out of sacks and extending the plays. I feel like this might be his breakout year. I feel like Sammy Watkins and Tavon Austin can be a dynamic duo for him. And it opens up the run game with Todd Gurley instead of being stuck from everyone stacking the box because they know Goff sucks. And I think with Aaron Donald coming back next week, Kirk Cousins, he's going to get killed out there. We saw what the Eagles defense was doing against him, and that was pretty bad. Even with Ronald Darby out, Cousins was still throwing pick sixes and blowing games. So I feel like this is going to be like a 28-17 game for the Rams.
All right. Wazatop, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't like the Redskins at all. I hate them even after watching the Philadelphia game. I dislike the Redskins even more. And I didn't see anything out of Crowder in that game. Cousins did not look great. But he was getting hit a lot, and I just don't. It just seems like I wonder if Washington is trying to sabotage Cousins a little bit so they can get him at a cheaper value next year if they try to re-sign him. I don't know. It seems really weird. Like it's just they're not really doing him any favors with the team around him. Meanwhile, Los Angeles. Granted, it was the Colts, so I don't know if this is like an overreaction to week one because I know there's a lot of week one games where you have like an overreaction, and then like next week it corrects itself, and then you're like, oh yeah, it's the Rams. Like they're not supposed to be good. But I don't know. Jared Goff looked a lot better in that game, and that defense is really good. So I'm gonna lean on the Rams. I think the Rams are gonna win this game, and it'll be surprising. I think it'll probably be. I think it'll be like a 20-21. 21-10, 21-7 type of game.
All right. Now, my prediction for Rams and Redskins. Now, Rams, they do have a hell of a lot of potential. But the thing is, like, I believe they can do some work against a team like the Redskins because, I mean, the Rams are kind of like one of those middle of the road kind of teams. They're like one of those C plus, B minus kind of teams. Like, that's pretty much what I see them as. The thing is, they are well balanced. They're not better than anybody anything, but they're not worse than anybody anything either. And I believe that every single area that they can excel in is that they're better than the Redskins at pretty much what they can do. Now, the Redskins, they are known for having a good game or two, but I mean, come on, if you're going against the Rams, this is not going to be one of them. I also see Kirk Cousins stinking up the place. I see him probably perform at another one of his famous fourth quarter chokes, if you would. And the thing is, it's more likely to happen because this is an away game for the Redskins. And the running game for the Redskins is not that good at all. I mean, the thing is, Kirk Cousins, he's going to have to get the ball out very, very quick. And the thing is, at the speed that he's going to have to throw the ball, a lot of his wide receivers are not going to be able to catch up to that. And the defense, they're going to be on the field like more than the Rams defense is. And they're going to be tired by the fourth quarter. So, like, their defense is going to be completely asleep. So probably they're going to be so bad asleep that they're going to have to bring their secondary their bench players on just to make up for it. Overall, I'm going to have to say the St. Louis Rams 28-10. Now, possibly for one of the
one more thing for the Rams. One more thing for the Rams.
Sure, go ahead.
Jared Goff was 6 for 7 on deep balls for 150 yards. I feel like that's a breakout showing. I don't know. It wasn't a game manager game.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that can't be ignored.
Oh yeah. But Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like I said, I got who I got. I mean, it's like I got the Rams by 18 points, but at the end of the day, we'll see it. Now, one of the potential games of the week, we've got the Dallas Cowboys at the Denver Broncos. Can the Cowboys tame the ponies? Woo! I always wanted to make that sound effect. But yeah, all right. Who wants to kick us off here?
Cowboys Broncos.
Yes, Cowboys Broncos.
Look, man, I have faith in Dakota Prescott. But I think it's going to be close. I think it comes down to the run game. I feel like Zeke can expose that Denver defense. I'm going to say it's going to be like 20-14 Cowboys. Maybe 2017, and it comes down to the wire.
Wow.
But I don't see anybody breaking out and making crazy plays because that Cowboys defense isn't amazing.
All right. Well, we'll see. Wazatov, what do you think? Broncos, Cowboys. Who you got?
I like both teams, and it's kind of hard. I would like to think of this as like a potential, like really one of the good games to watch. But then, like, I remember like obviously the Dallas New York game, and I think this will kind of be on that level just because Denver's defense is good, but I do like Dak and Zeke to kind of edge out Trevor Siemian and C.J. Anderson. I just think when you kind of like put them side to side, like I'm gonna favor Dak and Zeke, 9 times out of 10. So I'm gonna lean Dallas in this game. Dallas should win this game. They are like the potential like NFC they're a Super Bowl contender, let alone like a team that should compete for the number 1 seed in the NFC. So I'm gonna lean on Dallas. I think it's gonna be a little low scoring. I think both teams probably gonna favor the run more so. Dak will make a few third down plays to keep the drive going. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be like maybe like a 2016, 2017 game.
Oh, wow. Now, this game is a very, very difficult game for me to judge. I have thought long and I have thought hard about this game. I mean, and the thing is, on paper, the matchups are pretty even. And the thing is, where in one area where the other team lacked, the other one makes up for it. That's what makes it really hard to judge. Dak Prescott and Zeke. I mean, Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott on offense, they're a machine, and the Cowboys' defense is pretty damn decent, or maybe even top level on a good day. But the Broncos, I mean, you can't really sleep on the Broncos at all. I mean, come on, the Von Miller Zeke Elliott matchup is going to be very, very key. Can Von Miller stop Zeke Elliott? Smart Money says yes, he can. And is Dak Prescott going to be able to stand up to the secondary of the Denver Broncos? That's another thing we have to really do key on. Now, Trevor Siemian and now he has a lot of very good weapons. I think that he probably does have the potential to carve up the defense for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, especially with Emmanuel Sanders, and they have pretty good tight ends too.
Yeah. Derby dude, yeah, he showed up.
Yeah, oh yeah, he definitely showed up. Like I said, I mean, Dak, he does decent in away games. I mean, I think his record, in away games is like 50-50 at this point. But then again, like I said, this is only his second year in the league, so you can't really, that's not really a stat that you can dive into too much. I might kick myself for this later, but I've got this game 24-28 Broncos.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the glory.
I feel like it could go either way.
Yeah. All right, next
Another
game.
Thing, though, Jamal Charles, he looked pretty good out there for that fumble, so he might have a breakout game.
Yeah, he might wake up. He really might wake up in the next game. But like I said, time will tell. But I'm going to go. It really does amaze me how, even though the Broncos are at home, they're still looked at as the underdog in this game.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Well, is it weird, though?
I guess because the quarterback, I can understand it.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's not because one team went to the playoffs and the other one didn't. So then again, I can kind of see your point.
Yeah, I mean, one
team on that defense. The defense.
Yeah. All right. Now we have another potential game of the week. We have the Green Bay Packers at the Atlanta Falcons. Two top caliber teams and a rematch, an AFC Championship rematch. Now everybody knows all about the Packers. Everybody knows what they can do. Now the Packers are what I like to call a gatekeeper kind of team, a journeyman kind of team. And what I mean by that is, if you can beat the Packers, you can beat anybody. You can pretty much be a Super Bowl contender if you can beat the Packers because the Packers, I mean, come on, they got Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is damn near Superman. I mean, like he is probably the most clutch quarterback in the NFL right now. But on the other side of the spectrum, you got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, hopefully he shook off the rust, and hopefully we do see him come alive. But the running game, I believe that this season the Falcons are probably going to have the better running game than the Packers, and hopefully they study the game tape of that NFC Championship very, very, very carefully and look at the holes in the Packers defense and see what because Clay Matthews is one of my favorite running backs, but the thing is his performance has not been that great, in the past couple of years. I mean, come on, he makes plays. I mean, he's a clutch linebacker, but the thing is, like, sometimes he has blown tackles, sometimes he has missed tackles, and it seems like when you can get past him, especially on a run play, you can get at least a good 20, 30 yards as far as a run. And the secondary for the Packers is okay. I don't really think the secondary is better I don't really think the Packers secondary is better than the Falcons secondary at this point. But if you ask me, this will probably be another one of those shootout type of games. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the glory and say Falcons 35-14. But Flip, what do you think?
Ty Montgomery had a really good game, but he's not Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman.
Oh, definitely not.
Julio's going to have a great game, but he's not Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, and Martellus Bennett. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to outplay that Falcons defense. And I think Matt Ryan is going to start off slow, and they're going to try to come back, but they're going to lose around like 31-24.
Kind of a bold prediction, seeing how the Falcons are at home, but as usual, I will buy that for $1. We'll see.
I mean, home team advantage don't matter against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, in the playoffs, it's a different story.
Yeah, in the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at. I mean, I like both these teams. I'm not mad at any one of these. I'm actually looking forward to this matchup. But like I said, I mean, we'll see. But Walter, who you got? You got Packers or you got the Falcons?
Atlanta. I mean, Matt Ryan still looked pretty solid coming off that season last year. But it's just something. I guess I don't know. Just still some rust from the first game of the season, but that offense just didn't look like it was popping like it did last year. It, I'm leaning. I think Aaron Rodgers. He definitely is one of those. He reminds me of one of those guys that he recalls like every slight against him. He probably remembers all the guys drafted ahead of him. One of those guys that he makes mental notes of things to keep that chip on his shoulder. And yeah. I think that playoff loss to the Falcons, where even though the Falcons were the top seed and we're obviously at home and probably should have won that game, most people thought Aaron Rodgers was just good enough to win that game, and most people probably leaned the Packers winning that game. I think he probably he looked at that as an opportunity for a missed opportunity to go to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah. Now before you make your prediction, I got to ask you a question before you make your prediction, Wazatov. Now my question for you is: are the Falcons supposed to win this game?
Are the Falcons supposed to win this game?
Yes. Are they supposed to?
Are they supposed to win this game? No, I don't think they're supposed to win this game. No, I mean, it's not a detriment. You could talk me into either team. You know what I mean? Like I could see the Falcons winning this game. I could see the Packers win this game, and I wouldn't be mad at any result. I don't think there's so much as one team should beat the other team as it is as which team overall is better. And the Packers beat a better team week one against. They kept the Seahawks to 9 points. And meanwhile the Falcons they beat the Bears by a touchdown. I think the Packers are ready to kind of show people that they're back in terms of being the top dogs in the NFC.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron Rodgers will have a big game. I can see this being a shootout. I think I don't know if the Falcons offense is what it was before, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be like a high scoring game, probably like 35-28. Aaron Rodgers throws three to four TDs, and Montgomery gets a touchdown here and there, but I think it's gonna be like a 35-28 Packers game.
All right then. Like I said, this is probably the potential game of the week right here. I mean, come on, it's on NBC and it's prime time, so I wouldn't doubt it. But all right, last but not least, we got the Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants. All right, Flip, you want to start us off?
Yeah. I think this is going to be a close game. Or it might be a blowout. It depends on Eli's O-line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Eli looked terrible last week, and I can't even blame him. That O-line was giving them like half a second to throw the ball. And the Cowboys' D-line isn't that crazy.
Yeah.
I think the Lions still have, is it Haloti Matter?
I think so.
And Ziggy Johnson is back. I feel like it's going to be a defensive game. Stafford and Eli are going to throw a couple picks, and it'll probably be like maybe 20-13. Probably Giants if Odell's back. If he's not, then I got it going like 21-10 Lions.
Ooh, man, yeah. I see. Home field advantage doesn't really matter much to you, but I mean, I can respect it. Yeah. But all right, Walsatov, what do you think? Giants, Lions, who you got?
Yeah, this all hit. I mean, it's amazing how much my decision weighs on one player, but I mean that's how I guess valuable Odell looks to New York right now.
Yeah.
The Giants' offense, like people are talking about all these weapons that Eli has now, so Eli should be primed for a great season, and then he doesn't have Odell, and then he just looked like complete trash out there. Granted, like what Flip commented on, he did have times where he didn't have time to set his feet and throw it, but I mean you still have a guy like Brandon Marshall out there. You got to be getting them looks and stuff, and it just seemed like they weren't getting Marshall involved enough. They were doing some trick plays with Sterling Shepard, and it just I expected more out of Eli, and I'm starting to wonder now how if the Giants lose this game, if the fans are going to be kind of like ready for Eli to go. I don't know. I don't know how much slack or how much rope you give Eli after those two Super Bowls, but if he continues to play like he did against Dallas. And meanwhile, I mean Stafford, he had a slow start against the Cardinals, but he turned it around and thrown four touchdowns. Still continuing to show that he's he's worth the money and still performing well despite the absence of Calvin Johnson not being there a couple of years. He's got good weapons. I mean, with Riddick and Amir Abdullah. I like that line. I like that general offense, and I think it all hinges on Odell. If Odell plays, I actually might lean the Giants if Odell plays, despite how he got looked. But if Odell doesn't, I'll say Detroit. I'll say Detroit probably 23-17. But if Odell does play in this game, I do think that we could have a good Eli game, and it probably ends up being a 26-25 to 17-16 game.
All right, there, and let's see my thoughts about this. For me, it depends on how the Giants start, because it seems like I don't know if you guys noticed this in the past couple of seasons, But it seems like every time the Giants start off good, they run out of gas. And then it seems like if they trail by more than 7 points by the second half, it seems like they, get a foot in their ass and then they, end up kicking it in high gear and end up winning the whole game. So I guess it's going to depend on how they start. But the New York, I mean, not but the Detroit Lions, they are a solid team through and through. It seems like it seems like all the holes that they had in their game that last year they cleaned it up. So far they look pretty good. But like I said, you're only as good as your last game. But they looked damn good against Arizona. Now on offense, it's even. I mean, the thing is, if you got, I mean, like I said, the Giants are a completely different team without Odell. I mean, come on, like not even 10 points. So a lot of people say, oh, one player missing doesn't make a difference. Yes, the hell it does, and we've seen what difference it makes when one player, especially a key player, is missing. And in this game, Janoris Jenkins is really going to have to be the shutdown corner that everybody believes he can be, and I believe that's going to actually show up. But Matt Stafford, I think in the league, Matt Stafford probably has the top. Stop me if you guys think I'm reaching here. But I think as far as arms, Matt Stafford probably has the top 3 arms in the NFL. And that's probably going to be the determining factor is his ability to air the ball out. Because if he's airing the ball out, then that actually takes some pressure off of that actually opens up the running game a little bit more because people are not going to be expecting the running game if they just seeing him line up in the shotgun all night. Because here's what they're going to do. He's going to be lined up in the shotgun, and then he's going to be a couple of trick running plays that the defense is not going to see coming. Because Janoris Jenkins, he's going to be spread out wide, or they might even end up throwing one of those. They might end up doing one of those safety blitzes or one of those cornerback blitzes for the New York Giants defense. But I'm kind of rambling on right now. But overall, if I had to pick someone in this game. A lot of people say home field advantage doesn't mean nothing, but I kind of disagree because the Giants usually do pretty well at home, but the Giants have been known for kicking down doors and eating people's dinners at home. But, I mean, I guess it depends on who they go up against. I mean, if they were going up against a lesser caliber team, I would pick the Giants, but I would pick the Lions. But me, I'm going to have to go ahead and pick the New York Giants to win this game against the Lions. I'm going to say 27-21, especially if Odell Beckham plays. If he doesn't, I'm going to have to say 20-23. All right, yeah, we've been on here for an hour and a half now. Before we sign out, ladies and gentlemen, you guys got any final thoughts on this week coming up?
Did we pick upset?
Excuse me?
Oh, were we supposed to pick upset?
An upset for the week. Wow. Sheesh. This week I don't really have that much of an upset. I mean, well, like I said, we'll see, but we'll get to that later, or we'll get to that in next week's show. But Wazatov, any final thoughts?
No, I don't really have any final thoughts. I just hope that there's better games this week. I think there's a couple of games that we pointed out. I think KC, Philadelphia's got potential to be a good game. I think obviously the Sunday night game, Dallas Denver will be a good game. New England, New Orleans will be fun. I think we just gotta keep in mind. Let's see if there's a better quarterback play because there was a lot of crappy quarterback play last week. I'm hoping that it turns around for a majority. It makes for more enjoyable games when the quarterbacks are actually playing well. So I think this first week there was kind of few and far between like games that are enjoyable to watch. Hopefully, I guess this next week they'll improve, but we'll see. I think that's really all I got to think about right now. Nothing keen on week 2 yet.
And ladies and gentlemen, before I sign out, I'm going to be doing a special podcast on Friday night. I'm going to be giving my prediction of Triple G, Gennady Golovkin versus Canelo Alvarez. You guys can feel free to tune in and call in if you want. Special Friday night podcast. I'm going to be doing it at Friday night at 11 p.m. Tune in for that.
Will do.
All right. Anyway, Wazatov, Flip, thank you guys for participating in the show and for the audience watching live on Facebook. I want to thank y'all for tuning in also. And we will see you guys next week.
All right, man.
Take it easy, guys.
All right. Thank you.